Good morning, this is Mr. Morales, and I'm going to show you how to turn the following quadratic equations from vertex to standard form. So our first step, and it's a pretty easy process today, just make sure you pay attention and watch closely as I explain all the little tricks. Now what we have to do here is, basically what we want to do is expand everything out. We want to square everything in here out and then add the plus 6 and combine like terms and one nice simple equation in standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c. And there's a really easy trick to do that. First step is to write the equation, which is what they've done for us already. Next is to expand this middle part here. So a trick to do that is x times itself, or x squared, gives me an x squared. Yeah, here's where the trick begins. Negative 2 times 2 is a negative 4, and then just tack on your variable, in this case x, with it, and there's your middle term. And then now do negative 2 squared, which would be a positive 4. Then we have that plus 6 at the very end. And now it's just a matter of combining like terms. I only have a single x squared, so that comes on down. I have a negative 4x and no other x's to combine it with. Then I have the 4 plus 6, which is a positive 10. And there we go. Ax squared plus bx plus c. There's my standard form equation. Pretty easy. Now let's try it again. The only difference for example number 2 is now that we have a number in front of our equation here, of our parentheses here, that's going to that will require some additional multiplication. Got a little tongue-tied there. So let's go ahead and let me just explain to you how to do this type. It's very similar to the first. First, I'll go ahead and I'll bring that 3 down and then open up some parentheses. I'm going to go ahead and square this x minus 3. X times itself is x squared. Negative 3 times 2, that's the trick here, the shortcut, is negative 6, and then we throw our variable with it, x. Negative 3 squared is a positive 9. And then we have that minus 12 at the very end. Now I go ahead and just use PEMDAS, and I'll multiply everything in the parentheses times this 3. So my equation then becomes 3 times x squared, which is 3x squared. 3 times a negative 6x is a negative 18x, and 3 times a positive 9 is a positive 27 with minus 12 at the end. So now I go ahead and just combine my like terms. I have only 3x squares, nothing to combine them with, no other x squares. I have minus 18x's, and then I have 27 take away 12. 27 take away 12 leaves me with a positive 15. And there is my expanded standard form equation. Let me switch out my pen here really quick since this one seems to be dying. And finally, our third example, number 3. Same exact type of thing, only we have a negative 2 in front. So y equals negative 2, parentheses. I'm going to go ahead and expand the x plus 1 squared. X squared gives me an x squared, just like I said. Positive 1 times 2 gives me a positive 2. And we attach our variable, which is x. Positive 1 squared is a positive 1 still. Then I have the plus 3 at the end. Now I'll go ahead and distribute this negative 2 into the parentheses, the equation part of the parentheses. I get negative 2 times x squared, which is negative 2x squared. Negative 2 times 2x becomes a negative 4x. Negative 2 times a positive 1 becomes a negative 2. Then I have plus 3 at the end. So y equals negative 2x squares, because there's nothing to combine the x squares with, minus 4x, because there's no other individual x's, and negative 2 plus 3 leaves me with a positive 1. And there we go. And that's all our assignment really is today, so it's pretty easy. If you have any questions, feel free to ask your teacher, and best of luck today.